Hi guys, Mitch King, Trade Stocks America with the Friday morning, December 10th, 2010 daily stock report. Here's the Dow, not much change, just flatlining, not much volatility or much change today in stocks. Here's the Nasdaq Composite, still on an uptrend, nice steadily moving up here. S&P 500 up 0.4%, steadily moving up, higher high than that November high. And Russell 2000 up 0.5%. The market's kind of in a holiday mode where fairly low volatility, lower volume, somewhat bullish environment. Right now we don't have a lot of news on the board coming down the pipeline. We have University of Michigan sentiment, which really doesn't weigh too heavily. We had the North Koreans shoot some missiles into the ocean, more of intimidation. Here's the volatility index, 17.25 is the close today, and you guys have been hearing me talk about this on and off for the last couple weeks. Here it was around 24 and it's dropped down to 17. The volatility drops when the market stabilizes and is going up, or at least not much movement. If the market is going down, the volatility index will go up, which is what happened right in here in that third week of November and another week in November. And you can see in May this was in the 40s. And let me go back for a couple years and show you how crazy it went in September 2008. All-time high record of in the 80s on the volatility index in that fall of 2008, where the banks crash and burn, the whole mortgage crash, housing, etc. So here's a 3-year picture on the volatility index. We're pretty much at that low. And you can see earlier this year we had a low and then a big spike up in here up toward that 49. Let's take a look at the S&P 500. Okay, it was actually in early May, and that was pretty much that flash crash and this correction right in here that's causing that volatility index to spike early this May. So I'm just trying to teach you a little bit how to read that volatility index. Here's that T2108 chart, the percentage of stocks above the 40-day moving average. Let's keep going back in time, and we just hit that 42.5% number, somewhere in that 40% right in here. We've rebounded to this 60% of stocks above the 40-day moving average. Here was that really exceptionally good opportunity in May where we had like under 10% of stocks above the 40-day moving average. Let's go back in time and let's go way back to 2008, and we had that less than 2% of stocks were above the 40-day moving average on that one day right there. And that's the bottom. Right there, that's the bottom in the market. Let's go back and look at that. It shows October 15th, and look at the percentage of stocks here, 1.6. So this whole thing right in here is 1.6% of all the stocks on October 15, 2008 were above the 40-day moving average. Okay, so stocks were really in the tank then. I don't think that was the low in terms of the market. Let's take a look at it. I'm just kind of curious. Here's October 15th, and we had a bottom temporarily. It spiked up, but we did actually have some lower lows. So it's not really the bottom like the volatility index, because there's a little bit of a lag. So you'll get an idea a little bit to look at that chart to see how many stocks are above a certain percentage, the percentage of stocks above a moving average. But the actual low in the market was in that first quarter of 2009. And this circle right in here, the second one right here, that was November 21st. I remember that one. And there was a couple big scary days in October. I thought it was October 20, somewhere in October. But there's how you use the T2108. Here's AZO, AutoZone, climbing its way up from that earnings day a couple days ago, up 0.5%. My guess is that we'll probably end up to higher highs on this one. Here's AAP, Advanced Auto Parts, same type of factor here. Netflix up 0.5%. Not sure if this is moving up. It's on lower highs and lower lows. So we might be creating a little bit of a downtrend for a short period of time. If you're to draw a line here, something like this looks like what's happening here for a while. But if you look at these bottoms, they're kind of extended out for a period of time. Here's Hans. We let it drop too far from that high of 55 something back in the third week in November. We were sitting on a nice profit, and here it is. It dropped as low as $50 today. Finally got stopped out. Took a little bigger loss than we thought. Thought this one was going to move up. I still think it's going to rebound. If you're still long, I think you'll probably get a couple more dollars out of this in the next week or so. SanDisk is still holding up here, pretty much flatlining, still a strong trading action on it. Might be weakening a little bit as the MACD histogram is indicating. The stochastics are not pointing down, but if this holds level and flat, maybe a little down for a while, it should spike up. Here's that TSTC, mishandled this one, went right down hard today, and we've been talking about this as closing this here, reducing, so hope you took care of that one. Here's AGU. I think it's okay here. We're still looking for this to flatten out and gradually move back up here. Be the scenario I'm looking for here. Not a really strong stock overall. DHI, DR Horton, residential builders starting to turn over. We saw that housing move here in the last 2 weeks, so this is cooperating nicely. Probably get down to about 1060, 1070. Here's Medifast. Still in the corrective mode, although it did not go lower today. I'd like to see this trickle down here in the next few days. We don't want to see go back to $30 and then give up our $2 profit. There'll be no video on Friday night. There'll be a text report. So we'll talk to you guys on Monday.